Son of a bitch. But we just got a huge rain up this way. I have a feeling there's going to be a nice one sitting in here. That one was tiny, but they're so pretty on this little creek. Oh, there was one. Another like probably 7-incher I just missed. Oh, I'm sure the GoPro didn't see that, but that guy came flying. I was lifting up to throw another cast, and that guy came flying out of the water after it. I don't know if it's the same one we just hooked, but could be. See if we can get this one in and show you how pretty these ones are. About 8 inches, maybe a little bigger. A little 10, 11 incher kicked my butt. All right. So I don't believe that's the one that chased it out of the water, because he was a lot smaller than that. But here's our first landed one. We missed one. Not a bad fish. Got that on the bottom fly. Just like a small jig bugger with a peeping caddis on top. But let's keep fishing right here. When I come to a hole, I don't like to just go right to the head of the hole. Decent one here. Any wild brown's a decent fish. It's taking us up through the fast water, which isn't good. Tire him out, but he might hit them rocks. Side pressure. Oh yeah, it's decent fish. Fish are so freaking strong for their size. Wow. Such a strong fish. There he is. Now he's ready and I missed him. There's a decent one. Not real wide. I'd say the whole creek is maybe in some spots 15 feet wide, but all I'm doing is walking up and hitting like little seams like this rock, some of the deeper water. You know, there's not really any real deep holes right here, so they're going to be hiding in them seams behind rocks. I'm just hitting everything on the way up. Oh, I'm looking at the camera. I hate this. I was looking at the camera and making sure the angle was right. Whoa, he hit again. Ooh, airborne. We got him that time. Try to get him up over this. There we go. I hate to hold him out of the water, but there we go. Get the perfect shot, and I felt him hit it and I missed him, but not a bad fish. Another small one. Oh, good, he got off. I was Statue of Liberty in him. Nice one. Just was sitting behind that rock there where they've all been. Tire him out a little bit. That's a pretty one there. Yeah, just hitting these little pockets like I said earlier. He was sitting, there's a little pocket. He was sitting, there's a little pocket right there. Little things hanging over the wall. There's another one. There's little like twigs hanging over the water over there. I can't really get a drift, but we managed, right? And, you know, same old, man. If this gets old, you're doing the wrong thing, right? All right, let's get another one. Literally. It feels decent. I mean, he's not huge, but he feels pretty decent. Let's see if we can see him here. Staying deep on us. I got to get that reel in there. How'd you like that? Oh yeah. Right about 13. Pretty one though. I shit the bed on this guy, huh? Yeah, we got him. Nah, he's more like 12. But there we go. Oh yeah. They're getting that fast water over there. They're not even that big, and I mean, this guy's not tiny, but let's try to get, there we go. Well, let's get some of that action. What do you think? It's a 310 reel. I probably landed, I don't know how many fish with this reel. I love it. So lightweight. Come on. Here we go. Let's get the net wet. Oh, I think we just caught you, didn't we? Looks like the same fish. I mean, this one actually might be a tad bigger, but the color and the markings on them. Good. Like I said, it's in my experience, usually the bigger fish are caught up here. As I say that. It's all right. They're fun. Just gonna wet my hand here. Get this guy. Just right there in the lip. Barbless comes right out usually. There we go. Okay, yeah, we'll just keep the camera rolling. I'm doing pretty good in this hole. I don't know if I was a fish or not. I had my hand over the camera cleaning it off, and I was just swinging that streamer like this. It wasn't big, but he hammered it. They are packed over here. There's a really nice hole coming up. Let's take a step up. I usually do like 4 or 5 good drifts, take 4 or 5 steps when you're in a hole. Just keep working different seams. Don't really throw the same area that, you know, back to back if you didn't get a take. Just kind of, oh, there he is. You know, see, kind of drifted through there a couple times, and they kind of, and that's on the caddis actually. So we drifted through there a couple times, and kind of slowed down. They caught on to the drift, so I just swung it through there. There we go. I just swung it, you know, to change up my presentation, and that was enough to get us another one. and, you know, just keep them on their toes. Now we're going to drift through the middle, which I haven't done in a little bit, and then tight line it. I'm still filming. So we'll throw up a little farther than normal, see if there's anything up here. And there is, but I missed them. So just keep changing up where you're casting. Pull line out, put line in. Just try not to hit the same place over and over and over. If it gets below me, I'm just going to hold it. Maybe jig it once or twice. Nothing. I think we've hooked about 6 fish right here, which is real good. Alright, they might be on this. Now I'm going to throw real close to the bank. We didn't hit this seam lately. No, that was a rock. So we'll throw upstream a little more, which gets us deep. And there he is. See that? It's not rocket science. If I can do it, trust me, it's not hard. And that's on the caddis again. So we got the last 2 fish have been on the caddis. Over here's the streamer. So there we go. The last 2, as I was saying, have been on the caddis. Man, that one looks different. Definitely wild. Look at his tail, but this has a different pattern than the other ones. All right, I'm gonna keep the net in my left hand. Right here, we're ready to go. I'm not even putting it back. I'm kidding, I'm gonna put it back. Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm gonna put it back. All right. So we got something on the caddis there, a little branch. We're catching everything now, catching branches, flowers. Let's see this fast water. Yep, there's another one. I kind of threw it. Oh, he busted us off. How did that happen? That was our lucky jig. We might be in trouble now, boys. See what else we got. No, so we don't have the same color, but we have the same size. This bead is a 3.5. So should work. Same size as the other one. Just a little different color. It's like a, I don't know, like a brown. So imagine there's crayfish in here. It's kind of what it resembles. Let's see what happens. I haven't moved. I'm in that same spot. I don't know. Should work. Let's throw up here a little further than we've been. And it's another one. So I don't think the color matters because he's on that jig. It's just the size of it. Pretty sure he's on that jig. This is a nice one. Oh yeah. Kind of like a crayfish pattern. That's what he's on. Yeah, another good one there. Let me wipe the camera. Sometimes it's not a bad thing when you lose something because, you know, they're getting used to seeing the same thing through there. And then they take the next thing you throw. Let's get him out of here. Wipe the camera. I can't see if there's anything on the camera. I apologize if there is. I'm just an amateur. But, all right. Now, here we go. That's a decent one there. Pretty good size. On the red bug jigger. I think we're due for a big one. I think it's gonna happen up in here. They're just stacked up in here. All right, so we got our confidence with this reddish brown one that we had to put on because we lost the other one. So I have just as much confidence in this as I did the other one. It just sucks that I lost it. All right, here we go. Taking a few steps up. There's one. Another pretty one. And that's on the caddis. See, like the littler ones want the cat. Oh, no, it isn't. He's on the jig. Let's get him back in. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Get my line back out, clean the camera off. All right. Take a few steps up. There's a real nice seam right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, missed him. A real nice seam here I haven't hit yet. There he is. All decent fish. These are all wild. Beautiful fish. And we got him. On the red jig again. Let's get some line out here for him. And there he is. Another really nice wild fish. This fishery is doing pretty well for us. I didn't even plan on making a video as I don't really get on YouTube anymore with the videos just because it takes me forever to edit them, and I'm always looking at the camera, and I miss a lot of bites. But anyway, I think we got a decent video right now. I'll take a few more steps up. See how that's coming through there perfect? I mean, don't get me wrong, match the hatch is good, but as you can see, I changed the color of the, there's another one. I changed the color of that jig, and it doesn't matter. I'm just barely touching bottom. Just holding it up enough that I'm just skimming the bottom, and these fish are just smashing it. That's a real pretty fish there. There we go. Ah, no, look, we did do it. That's all right, I have more. I was trying to pull it out, and I ripped half the body off that jig. Okay. Another really solid wild there. Beautiful fish. I don't think we have to change it. We have enough body left, but as I was pulling that jig out, I pulled about half the body off of it. Sorry if I keep cleaning the screen, but walking up a little more. But as I was saying, I think matching a hatch is, you know, is important. But if you see, I changed the color of that jig, and I think it's just that I'm going so slow through the strike zone. There's another one. You know, they're just feeding on the bottom right now because this water probably was up, and they starting to come back on after the high water. Oh, he didn't break us off. I kind of Statue of Liberty'd them, so it's a bad habit. I was pulling them straight up in the air. Not that I wanted to lose it, but it's not a big deal. When we get a big one, we got to do everything we can to get them. See how slow that's coming through there? Just barely tapping bottom. I feel that's very important. Matching the hatch is too, but I'd rather present it perfectly than a perfectly tied fly, if that makes sense. I mean, you want your flies to look good, but you got to present them well. You spend a lot more money on presentation than you do, you know, appearance. You're always buying the stronger, thinner line, you know, the tungsten beads. That's all for presentation. Although appearance does look good, you want to taper the body right, but I gotta eat too. These fish are eating so much, they're making me hungry. But you can see, we were just fishing right there. I don't know, we probably landed, I don't know, I have no idea. At least 7, 8, 9. But, so we've just been getting them on mainly like a jig bugger. 3.5 millimeter with the peeping caddis on top, but the peeping caddis has got us 2 or 3. But like I said, it's the presentation more than the appearance, and some people might disagree with that. And at times, that may not be true, but when they're feeding, you get it in their face. As you can see, the water's not real cloudy, so I'm definitely, you know, they see the other fish I'm catching, they're just not caring. We're right in their face. As soon as you see your line even hesitate, set the hook. Because a couple times I was unsure and I just set it and it was a fish. So we're gonna finish this awesome protein thing and we're gonna head upstream. And let's hope, even if we don't get into a big one, I don't care. But the good thing is, there's another creek that looks amazing on my way home. So we're probably gonna fish 2 creeks today. But let's finish this one. We're getting into the spot where, from my experience, the big ones are. Walking up to the hole and I see a little bit of water that's green. Just means it's a little deeper here. I'm going to take a few casts into here, hit both sides of the seam, down the pipe, down the middle, and then we'll go up. I just can't pass up something like this. Oh, there was a take. There's one. Trying to get us into that junk over there. Well, he's actually foul hooked. I don't know if he tried to, oh man, right into my finger. So we'll fish above us before we walk through it. It's not the best water, but there could be one in there. Just walking up through, just hitting every pocket I see. We're just walking up to the next hole, hitting some of this slower water, and look at that, on the jig. I'm about maybe 30 yards up from where we just did real well in that hole. So we're just working our way up here, looking for seams, pockets, anywhere they're gonna hide. A lot of this is presentation, and by that you're not snagging every rock. You have enough weight on to get down, but you're not dredging bottom. Oh, that was a fish. And you're just kind of just naturally, you're going by a little slower than the top surf. If you look at the suds on the water or anything that's coming down, a leaf, your sighter should be going slower because you want to be going at the speed of the subsurface current, which is near the bottom where those fish are. And that's why I play with I used to use one fly a lot, and the added benefit of using 2 flies is you get the extra weight when you need it, and also, you know, you're targeting 2 columns. So even if you're a little heavy on the bottom fly, you know, your top fly is still going to be in where they're going to feed. So you learn a lot just from doing it a lot. You know, it's quantitative and qualitative change. You know, doing the wrong thing a million times doesn't do anything for you, but just experiment. Watch that sighter. You want it to come by a little slower, like that leaf on the water. Use that as a guide as you're drifting or something. And you don't want to hit every rock. You want to feel the bottom, but you don't want to be dredging it, whatever that word is. But we're going to hit these 2 seams. We're going to catch a fish. There we go. He's on the peeping caddis. All right. Some slack in there. Wet my hand. There's one. Another nice one. Wet my hand. All on the, well, not all. A lot of them are on that bugger still, jig. They're all in the faster water too. Got a deep pocket here with seam on each side and then down the middle. Slower water here, they're not gonna be sitting in. Then over there under that tree. So I hit the left side of the seam, then I'm gonna hit the right side of the seam. And then I'm gonna come right down the middle with a, nope, let's go up to the head now. We kind of fished the middle. Now we're right in the head of this seam. It's usually where they sit. We're stuck on a rock here. There we go. All right, this looks really good up here. So we'll clean the fly off. And right to my left, right here, there's 100% of fish sitting there. Doesn't mean we're gonna catch them, but we gotta get that drift right. Right there. All right, so we got the drift right, and there he was. I knew there'd be one sitting there, I just couldn't get the drift the first time. Another pretty fish. Nothing huge, but there we go. He's on the peeping caddis. Another really nice fish. So what we'll do is we'll fish the right side of it now a little bit, and then we'll move over to the other seam, which is over there. Let's try that again. So I avoided casting where we just missed that one. I don't think that was him again. I think we hit a rock. Nope, there was a fish. So what I did there is I missed him on that, a couple drifts ago because I was antsy to move. And then what I did was I just drifted the other side, and he's on the caddis again. I'm just gonna wet my hand. I'm not gonna get the net out. But what he did was I threw a couple away from him to let him settle down. And this may not be the same fish, but it probably was. Then he came back and hit it. So now we're hitting the other seam, and we just got smoked. Keep throwing in there, it just educates them, but we're gonna try it again. Yeah, oh. I don't know if the GoPro will pick that up, but that little fish jumped out of the water to hit, I think, the jig. As I was pulling it out, oh, there was a big fish. We just turned a big one there. And there was another one trying to grab the top fly. Nice fish. Looking for the seams. The seams. It seems we're looking for the seams. I didn't have the camera on, but I threw on that other side over there. And probably the smallest one of the day. I'm just gonna flip this over there, right in that little pocket. I flipped this right over there, just like dropped it in there, and as soon as I did, he hit the peeping caddis. And we broke off. Just threw that downstream and was swinging it, and he grabbed it. He actually has the caddis. That's another pretty fish there. Another one on the other side of that seam over there. Just slower water over there. I figured they'd be sitting in there. He's on the caddis also. and take him down here where I can get at him. Hopefully it doesn't snap off that streamer. I think he did. No, he's got them both in his mouth. All right, he's got the caddis in the mouth, and the streamer was wrapped around him. I don't know if you saw that, but that's right. I got the untied boots, the Big Dad white grass cutting socks on. So if you see me walking down the road ever, you'll know it's me. Big gray beard. But hey, we're gonna go to the next creek maybe. That one was pretty good. Nothing huge, but I had a lot of fun, caught a lot of fish, a lot of different ways. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it without the rain coming, but we're still gonna try. .437. I went to that second creek after the rain, but I did get one wild brown and I think 2 or 3 smallmouth bass, believe it or not. I'm tired. I don't feel like walking up. The spot I hit isn't the best. Had some flat water, so I figured just calling it there. But we had a good time, caught a lot of fish. Like I was saying, the presentation over the appearance, just watch your sighter line as it's go. If you want it to go slow, you don't want it snagging bottom. You want to feel the bottom, but you don't have to dredge the bottom. And whenever that line does anything, just set the hook downstream. Don't get crazy with it, because if you're using 2 nymphs, you're gonna tangle, and I do it all the time still. But just kind of with your wrist pretty firm downstream and down. You don't come up. And when you do get a fish on, stay to the right and left. Don't go straight up in the air. I do that too, so it's something I need to work on. But had a great time, caught a bunch of fish, and fall is in the air. So you guys enjoy it.